out of them and were washing their nets. And he entered into one of the ships, which was Simon's, and prayed him that he would thrust out a little from the land. And he sat down and taught the people of the ship, out of the ship. Now when he had left speaking, he said unto Simon, launch out into the deep and let down your nets for a draught. And Simon answered and said unto him, Master, we have toiled all the night and have taken nothing. Nevertheless, at thy word, I will let down the net. And when they had done this, they enclosed a great multitude of fishes, and their nets brake. And they beckoned unto their partners, which were in the other ship, that they should come and help them. And they came and filled both the ships, so that they began to sink. When Simon Peter saw it, he fell down at Jesus' knees, saying, Depart from me, for I am a sinful man, O Lord. And he was astonished, and all that were with him, at the draught of fish which they had taken. And so was also James and John, the sons of Zebedee, which were partners with Simon. And Jesus said unto Simon, Fear not, from henceforth thou shalt catch men. All right, so I want to talk to you about this right here. And let me read the last verse in that portion. Verse number 11 says, And when they brought their ships to land, they forsook all and followed him. That's a very important piece. We'll get to that in a minute. But what I want to talk to you about today is this idea of the difference maker. The difference maker. When you see here reading in the scriptures, one thing I love about it is that Jesus was doing ministry to the point that people pressed on him. In other words, they were pushing up against him just to get close enough to hear what he would say. When you walk with God, you understand that people who are hungry for God will receive from God. People who want to hear from God, God will speak to them. And so these people were so hungry for the words of life that flowed out of Jesus' mouth that crowds would press up against him there at the seashore just to hear what he would say. They pressed because they wanted to hear what the word of the Lord would be to them. Let me help you in this season. As I jump back from scripture to reality, to where we are now, I want you to understand this. In this new year, you have to press into God to hear what he's saying to you. You have to press in to hear what God is saying to you, all right? Please don't go through this year like you may have done other years and you just moved about and you just hope that God would haphazardly speak to you along the way. That's not the God that we serve. The God that we serve wants a relationship with you where he's able to talk to you every day. Do you hear me? He's able to talk to you every day. And when God begins to speak to you, he's going to give you instructions. He's going to give you wisdom. He's going to give you guidance for the course of your life. He's going to provide clarity where you need clarity in your life. He's going to give understanding where you need understanding in your life. And as you begin to receive those things from God, you're going to see the difference begin to happen. You're going to see things getting better as you walk in obedience to that. They pressed on Jesus, and here it is, the Bible said, and here it is, they saw two ships standing by the lake, but the fishermen were gone out of them and were washing their nets. They were washing their nets. Now, I got to help you walk through this. So Jesus is here preaching and teaching, and all these people pushing on him, and Jesus is like, they can't hear me, because when you're elevated, they can hear you. Your voice travels further. He was like, only the people close to me can hear me, but more of them are trying to hear the word. Let me see if I can find an elevated place, sees a ship, goes to the ship, but the fishermen are not in the ship. Now, this is important. They had gone out of their ship, and they were washing their nets. When you begin to wash your nets, it means you've given up. You've hit quitting time. You're done doing what you were doing. For fishermen, they were done fishing. So they begin to wash their nets because they're like, hey, we've been out here doing this. It's time to go home now. It's time to let this go. Here's what happens with this. Jesus walks into the ships and he asks him, he said, listen, would you thrust out a little bit from the land so that I can sit on your ship and begin to teach the people? And that's what he did. He said, okay, whatever. I'm just washing my nets. No big deal. The ship is not even being used right now. We'll push out. You sit here and you give the people what they need. They did that. Watch this, and we're going to run through this. Now, when he had left speaking, he said unto Simon, launch out into the deep and let down your nets for a drought. Now, when you see the word drought there, that word means catch. But it doesn't just mean catch. It also means an overflow or a haul of fish. So here's what he said to him. He said, Peter, here's what I want you to do. Thank you for letting me use your ship. Thank you for letting me talk to the people. Now what I want you to do is launch out into the deep. In other words, we're in the shallow part so the people can hear me on the shore. But push on out a little bit farther and let down your nets that you just got through cleaning, and you're getting ready to have a big catch. Do y'all hear me? Here's what Simon said. And Simon answering said unto him, Master, we have toiled all the night and have taken nothing. Everybody say nothing. We have toiled all the night and taken nothing. Come on, we're moving right there. Because some of you have walked through your life. You walked through 2019. You walked through this last decade, and you did a lot of work, but you ain't seen the fruit of the work you did. Am I preaching to the right people? You did a lot of stuff, but you didn't see the results you should have seen. Are y'all hearing me in here? I mean, you worked hard. You put in overtime. You tried to make things happen, but nothing happened the way you thought it should have happened. As a matter of fact, if you think back to 2010, some of you in here will probably say, here it is 2020, and I thought in 2010 I would be further along than I am right now. I thought I would have more. I thought I would be doing more. I thought I would see more than I'm seeing right now. I have worked. I have toiled. I have given my best, but I still didn't get what I thought I was supposed to get. I still haven't seen what God. Now here it is. Some people hear that. They be like, well, Pastor, you sound ungrateful. No, I've been blessed, but God gave me a promise bigger than the blessing I'm looking at. Anybody in here, your promise has been bigger than the blessing you receive, which means, God, there's more you have in store for my life, and I'm ready to get it. These men, Simon said, look, we toiled all night long, and we caught nothing. Here I am washing my nets. I'm almost done, and I'm about to pack up and go home for the day. Because I've given everything I got. I'm going to go rest, and either I'm going to think about whether I'm coming back tomorrow. Any of y'all ever left work and was like, let me go figure out if I'm coming back tomorrow, because I don't even know if this is worth it. Anybody ever started a business and the business didn't jump off like you thought it was, and you was like, I don't know if we're going to be open tomorrow. Just drive by and see if it's an open sign on the door. Sometimes you go through things in life, and you look up and you be like, I don't know if I'll be back because I gave Watch this. Sometimes you can give your best and God still don't do it. Wow, that hurt right there, don't it? Because I know the preacher told you all your life, just go for it and God's going to do it. Go for it and God's going to make it happen for you. If you build it, they will come. Every business owner in the room, no, that's a lie. You can build it all day long, but if you don't know how to market it and God don't bless it, they still not coming. Do you hear me in here? So here's what happened. They toiled all night. God, we sacrificed. We gave everything. We believe you for better. And sometimes God doesn't bless your work, because if he blesses your work, you'll thought you did it. I hope that helps somebody today. The reason you ain't seen it the way you wanted to see it yet and see it happen the way you believe it was going to happen is because God had something greater in store for you. And somebody said, well, Pastor, what about my friend over there? They got theirs easy. They just jumped out there, started something, and looked like it just worked for them. Well, you don't realize God may be taking you somewhere he's not taking them. And he got to make sure you got the right character to handle what he's going to do in your life. I often use a story like this. My former pastor, would say he was in a restaurant one day, and while he was in the restaurant, he was there, and some people ordered a salad. They ordered a salad with a little soup on the side, right? And he ordered a steak. And while he was sitting in the restaurant, he saw people getting their food. People who came in after him. As a matter of fact, the person who ordered the salad with the soup came in after him, but they got their food faster than he got his. He said he was sitting there getting frustrated. He said, I don't understand why these people keep getting their stuff before I get mine. And the waiter came back to him and said, sir, I understand your frustration, but you got to realize you ordered steak and they ordered salad. What you ordered takes a little bit longer to prepare because we got to make sure it's just right. Can I help somebody in here? You didn't order salad. You didn't just want a little bit to get over. You said, God, I want something big from you. I want something amazing from you. God said, okay, if you want something great from me, then you got to show me that you're patient enough to wait on me to prepare it just the right way. As a matter of fact, I'm not just going to prepare